So we're into September now. I'm really happy that the heat wave the UK has just has finished. So we're sort of coming out of a heat wave. We had like a week of really hot weather, hitting 30 degrees some days, which is just ridiculous for the UK. We're really not used to it. But anyway, the dark nights are sort of coming in. You know, the nights are drawing back a little bit. Things are getting a little bit darker, you know, around 8 o'clock rather than, let's say, 9:30, which it tends to do in the summer. September, we're getting into September now. The spooky season's approaching with Halloween in October. So what I thought I'd do for this video is just run through a bunch of horror movies that are suited to the dark nights, like, you know, some old atmospheric creepy films, some like seasonal ones that are set around the sort of autumn, and not so much winter, because I'm saving like the festive season horror movies to do some sort of ranking in December. But I picked out stuff that's suited for dark nights, and it's a mix really. There's about 15 titles, maybe a little less. So we'll start with American Werewolf in London, like a fantastic movie from John Landis. Yeah, he's directed a few, and this is just a great atmospheric werewolf film. It's got one of the best transformations you'll see, and it really suits the autumn time. You know, like at the beginning of the film, they're sort of on the dark moors, I think it is, and he gets bitten by a werewolf, and then he starts to turn into one eventually. Yeah, great film for this time of year. Definitely suits it. So I picked out a Mario Bava as well, Black Sabbath, very atmospheric, suits a cold night. I think I watched it a few years ago on a dark autumn night, a bit later on when it was like really dark, and yeah, it's got some creepy stuff in there, like this woman who's supposed to be dead. It's an anthology, so in one of the segments it's about this woman. She's been found dead, and this carer or nurse who goes to see her sees that she's dead and takes her some jewelry from her, and then she gets haunted, and you can guess what by. But yeah, do check this out if you've not seen it. Mario Bava, fantastic director. Blood and Black Lace is a great film which is coming out from Arrow next week on 4K, so I thought I'd put a few Mario Bavas in this little video. But as you can see there, this is a great addition from Arrow, so if you haven't seen it, Black Sabbath, go get it, because it's absolutely brilliant. And that woman is so creepy, like, it's terrifying. Another Mario Bava, Black Sunday. This isn't an anthology, this is just a straight story. It's black and white, which really sets the mood, you know, watching a spooky black and white like ghost story on a cold like dark night really suits it. Yeah, absolute classic. It's brilliant. I don't even want to give too much away. Just go out your way to watch it. If you've never seen Black Sunday and you know, pick up the Arrow, great edition. I'm sure this will get 4K at some point, but definitely. And then an actor whose filmography is very suited to this theme of, you know, watching movies on a dark night, a dark cold night, and I think that's Vincent Price. His movies are so, like, he does a lot. He's in a lot of Edgar Allan Poe adaptations, which are classic ghost stories, which suit, you know, even reading them on a cold like dark night is suitable. But yeah, Fall of the House of Usher, it's pretty good, very atmospheric, good performance from Price. Yeah, go check it out. It's, if you haven't, it's very now something that's a bit of a trashy film, but it's a lot of fun. So with Halloween coming up, I thought I'd pick up sort of like a, you know, something that's kind of suited to that season, and I picked Spook. It's a really it's quite low budget, really stupid, really like kind of silly, but you know, the premise is really out there and stuff. It's got a great score though at the end when the victims are being chased by like strange zombies. The score kicks in and it's phenomenal. It's got a really cool little score, probably the best thing about the film, because the film's not that fantastic, but it's worth a look. This is the 101 Films edition, so I think for a dark night, especially near Halloween, I think Spookies really fits the bill. As you can see, it's got a whole cast of like creatures in there, zombies, you name it. Yeah, Spookies, definitely one to watch around this time of year. I also picked out Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. As you know, he's the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Life Force, Eaten Alive, Poltergeist, Salem's Lot, and others which I've not mentioned. But The Funhouse, you know, it's about these guys who get trapped in a funhouse, these young teenagers, and yeah, these people find out they're in there, and this you know, they start getting stalked by that guy and his dad. Yeah, this guy, really creepy, mutated person comes after them. Yeah, it's really creepy. This is a window box edition. I might have to pick that up on 4K actually, because it is a fantastic film. Another one from Arrow, very suited for the autumn. Even the theme song is, it's Full Break. It's got, you know, the song's called Full Break or something. It's about the full break, and it's a mutilator. It's about these youngsters again, like, who go to stay in a cabin or a house on the beachfront, and they start getting picked off. And it's got great atmosphere for this time of year. You know, it's near the beach, but obviously you can tell it's a bit cooler. Things are cooling down from the summer. Yeah, very suited for September, that one. A classic here, very old film, Nosferatu, or Nosferatu, however you want to pronounce that. Classic silent black and white movie, very eerie, very atmospheric. I think this is even a public domain film now, I'm not too sure, but you can probably get this anywhere online if you haven't got the disc. But I've got a Blu-ray of it because I thought it's a classic, so I ought to pick it up, really. Not got around to watching the Blu-ray yet. I've watched it numerous times. Yeah, really atmospheric. I'm sure we've all seen clips of it. Creepy stuff. He's one creepy guy. I'm looking forward to the remake of this that's coming out as well. There's another remake from the 70s with Klaus Kinski as him as Nosferatu, and it's not too bad. But that classic silent movie's very creepy. A weird sort of folk horror here called November. It's very atmospheric. It's got a very dark look to it. Shades of the Witch in there, you know, the film The Witch from 2015. You know, it's got shades of that in there. It's very weird, like folk tale. And yeah, you just got to see it for yourself, really. Very atmospheric, though. Definitely worth a look. Another one that definitely suits this time of year. Not the best film in the world, but I quite like it, and that's The Wind. This is the Arrow video. It's set about this woman who goes to stay on this island, and she ends up in a house. It's very windy. She's one of the few people on the island, maybe even the only person, as well as the caretaker of the house, and she starts getting stalked by an unwanted visitor. Yeah, really good. Stars Meg Foster, who was in They Live, as it says there. I think she's in Lords of Salem as well, the Rob Zombie film. Yeah, The Wind, very suited for like a windy September, October night. Black and white one here, The City of the Dead, starring Christopher Lee. Yeah, I thought this was fantastic. I watched it, I think it was either earlier this year or last year. Maybe in the earlier months of this year when it was still cold. But again, suits a cold, dark night. It's black and white as well. I think these eerie black and white movies are really suited and atmospheric, and they really suit like the winter time. Yeah, it's quite an old one. I think it's from the 60s. Not sure what year. 60 by the looks of it. I'll try and zoom in a bit. Yeah, 1960. Yeah, starring Christopher Lee, brilliant film. Stephen King adaptation, Graveyard Shift. So this is the Scream Factory, fantastic film about these guys trying to work in a mill, I think it is, or something. Is it like an old mill? And it comes overrun with rats, and they discover this creature that's been, you know, living underground and like dwelling, and it's quite monstrous. Yeah, great Stephen King adaptation. Love Graveyard Shift. Good tale for a dark night. I've got the remake of The House on Haunted Hill here. I don't think it's as good as the original Vincent Price, but I just thought I'd include it. I don't think I have the original on Blu-ray yet. I need to pick that up. But I have seen it. But yeah, this remake's pretty good for a remake. I quite like the story. Not the best film in the world by any means. You know, it does have its crappy moments as well. But I thought it was a fun remake. I think it's from like 1998 or something, possibly. Yeah, 1998, good guess there. That's the House on Haunted Hill. And I think the Scream Factory is the best edition out there. I'd go for that with this nice cover. Yeah, it's very creepy. It's about these people who go to stay in like a mansion. You know, they're trying to, doing it for a challenge to win money. From what I can remember, it's a challenge and they've got to stay there. And all sort of like eerie stuff starts going on. And, you know, it just unfolds. And finally for this video, I won't go on too much, picked out a great one that suits the spooky season, and that's Ghostwatch. So it's an old early 90s BBC made for TV film. It's sort of a mockumentary. Yet I say sort of, it definitely is a mockumentary. It's made to look real. Stars the old sort of interviewer Michael Parkinson, who's recently passed away. He's in it, stars in the film and presents it, and it was presented like it was real. I think possibly at the time it may have fooled a few people, but you know, it's older than Blair Witch Project. And yeah, it's a great sort of mockumentary found footage little film, and it basically, like, you don't see too much, not too much is like revealed visually, but it's got some creepy stuff in there, and it really builds on the atmosphere. And yeah, keeps building, and then, like, you know, towards the end, like, some sort of stuff kicks off, and yeah, you see what it's all about as it unfolds. But yeah, Ghostwatch, fantastic edition from 101 Films, came out last year. I just had to grab this. Yeah, beautiful set. So do yourself a favour, if you've not seen it, it may even be on YouTube or something, do check out Ghostwatch on like a cold winter's night, especially near Halloween. You know, it's a creepy sort of ghost mockumentary, really suited for the time of year. I love this time of year when it gets a bit cooler, because I'm even sweating now, even though it has cooled down substantially since last week. But oh, I'd much rather be nice and cool and chilled out than like hot and stressed, and, you know, not used to that weather. But yeah, I just thought I'd do some movies that are suitable for cold, darker nights. That's the end of the video anyway. Bye.